I picked up this Barracuda about a year and a half ago. My goal is to get on the road by this spring, but spring is here, and so my goal has shifted to have it on the road by the end of spring. But I've got a lot of work done to it here in the last few months. A quick rundown is I've gone through the rear suspension, front suspension, put a couple floor pans in it, and installed these frame connectors from US Car Tool. A lot of work to it here. All freshened up front stuff. Out back. All new brake lines, which that's what I'm working on today. I'm trying to get these brake lines kind of closer to the finish line. So I got this stuff from inline tube. It's all stainless, pre-bent, which is not super easy to install when the car is assembled, but I got it in there. At least this one was the hardest so far, the main front one here that goes to the passenger side from the distribution block. But that's what I'm going to be working on today. I've got the engine all painted up. I just did that. I didn't take it out or anything. I just cleaned it up and painted it. But I'm going to work on trying to get this distribution block on, and I'm going to be putting one of these adjustable proportion valves on it because I put disc brakes on the rear. Alright, so I've got my distribution block and my little adjustable, what the heck, freaking proportion valve, and a little piece of hard line that I need down here too. So I'm just going to try to hand tighten all this stuff and just basically kind of mock it up into place. I mean, this stuff, it fits pretty good, this pre-bent stuff, but it's not 100% perfect, which I guess, you know, for what it is, it's pretty good. I reckon there's no hope in perfection. I have to remember where this thing even went. Oh yeah. This went right here. Like that. A little tang went into the frame right there. And I gotta get this in there. My God, what's going on? This is one of those sheet metal bolts. It's like a tap end on it. Alright, there's that. See, look at this, man. There's going to be some finagling on these lines to get them to work, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't want to freaking mess anything up. That's what I'm worried about. Luckily, this thing isn't painted up beautifully. I don't know how people do this without scratching up nice paint. Good Lord, it takes a lot to bend. I think this stainless is a little harder to manipulate than like that copper looking tubing that you can get to make lines out of. I like that stuff. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh boy, seems like it might be crossing up. So much bindage here, it's hard to deal with. Might have to get a wrench. Stand by. Alright, got you a little bit of a better angle there. Look at that last one, looked like you couldn't see anything through the torsion bar. So I was struggling with this line up here, which I think it's close, but I think it's trying to cross up. I'm going to pull it back out. Oh, come on. So close. What a struggle. Everything's a struggle on this thing, I swear. There it goes. Perfect. I'm not gonna tighten it all the way yet. I just want to get it in there, started decent. That's probably pretty good. Alright. Now I think I need to kind of place this adjustable proportioning valve next. So it's got to go into this, goes to the rear brakes, obviously. It's got this little adapter fitting in it. They're NPT threads in this thing. I had to order another adapter. It's supposed to be here today for the line that goes from this to the distribution block. Oh boy. So this is easy enough. I don't really want to hang it by that though, to be honest. I might grab a zip tie to run through here over the torsion bar for now. I'll have to make a bracket to mount this to the frame, I believe. I was a little concerned about this with the headers I'm going to be putting on it, if they'll be interfering with it or not. I'm not really sure where they're going to come down at. I've never put them on an A-body, but I think it'll be alright. Alright, let me get a zip tie. Alright, got me a zip tie. I'm gonna have to make sure to mount this thing as far up as I can. I don't want that knob hanging down. Then I have this line that's supposed to go from that to the distribution block, which is looking pretty long. Maybe be able to do some, I don't know, I may have to bend it or I may have to gut it, reflare it. In which case, I don't have a flare tool here. Oh yeah, and I need my fitting for this. But I'll go ahead and mount it up here to the distribution block. Kind of get an idea how much too long it's going to be. Oh. Way too long, huh? I think these things require a lot of manipulation to get correct. Maybe not, I don't know. Might be easier when the car is all the way apart. Also, this line here where that goes back to the rear, I've got it running through those frame connectors, so I may have, had to bend it different ways, and that made it too long here. Looks like it made it quite a bit too long. I'll be getting that back out of it. Yeah, looks like I'll either have to bend it all weird or cut it and flare it, which I don't know how I would cut it with this spring on it. I've never dealt with that. Let me get it a little bit tighter right here. Is it tight? I must have run it all the way down by hand. Alright, I'm gonna see what kind of bendage I can get out of this thing. See, I'm gonna have this way up here. So it's not gonna be ideal. Luckily, this hole is offset down. Man, it lines up pretty good. It's just too freaking long. Dang it. Dang, it's stiff as heck, too. Yeah, that's gonna make my brake line hang down, though, huh? I'm not super stoked on that. Let's see. I don't know, man. It might work. I don't really like it hanging that low, but It's not bad. It's gonna have that fit in it though. It's just gonna extend it. But I think I can make it work. Well, I'll have to wait for that fitting. It's supposed to be here today. But in the meantime, I can work on mounting the lines that go to the master cylinder. Yeah, I think that's next. Alright, so these are the two that go to the master cylinder right here. It's nice not having to bend any brake lines. Alright. Got zip ties holding them together. Alright. So, I don't know if it would be best for me to drop these in from up here. Or, yeah, it looks like one of them would be best from, oh, the light's kind of bright there. Yeah, I think one of them I can drop in from up here anyway. It'll sit right in top of it. Like that. And the other one looks like it wraps around. It's got this 90 on the bottom. It's gonna fall all the way to the floor if I let it go, huh? Maybe? Here we go. Which one did this one go in? I think it was this top one. I tried to do this relatively close to when I took it apart so I remember where this stuff goes. Why is that just not seem excellent? Oh my gosh, I got everything falling everywhere. Let me get that top one in. Oh, they're freaking tangled together. It's a disaster. Is it even threading? It is. Alright, that one's good. This one here looks like it needs some adjustment maybe. It's really trying to go for my steering box. It might be alright. There we go. Got her. Alright, one last thing to hook up is the driver's side front wheel here. Has the hard line. I got it right here. Which way does it go? Looking like this. I can't get the thread started on this one. Let me look. Maybe I'm doing this incorrectly. Maybe, no. No way. No way. It definitely goes like this. That thing is never ever threading in there. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. This one ain't correct. Good thing I looked. This one goes down here. There we go. All right. There it is. Just looking right now. Perf. There she is. Right where she belongs. Very good. Maybe we can test fit the master cylinder up there now. Let's check that out. Okay. Here's my master cylinder I got for it. Some kind of kit that I got on the internet where got a little billet adapter on the firewall here to fit this more modern aluminum, or I guess it's aluminum, yeah, master cylinder. So what are the odds these fittings fit in there? I hope they do. Let's see. Yeah. I get the push rod lined up here. Of course, I got these lines in the way. There we go. All right, let me get a couple nuts started. I'm not sure I'm gonna leave this on here. I might, I don't know. I didn't know if it would help me leaving it off with getting the headers on there or not. It might be all right. This car sat for about 40 years. It's got a 1984 inspection sticker on it. I pulled it out of the woods a couple miles from my house where it sat. And I did get it running. It's a 340 4-speed car, Formula S. And yeah, it ran okay. I rebuilt the carburetor and put new plug wires on it and all that, and it ran pretty good. But I tried to get it to move on its own power, and it did, but the clutch was just toast. So I had to put a clutch in. I just did that a couple weeks ago. It's looking like these things are working. That's awesome. Oh, I mean, is this one correct? Seems like it would be. If I could get this fitting straight. What needs to happen? Lots of tweakage. Is that good? Did I get it? Yes? Perfect. All right. Man, honestly, this all went together a lot easier than I thought it would. Yeah, that's nice. Heck yeah. I like it. So all that's left now are the hard lines that mount to the rear end housing. But I'm pretty sure these are made for going to wheel cylinders, so I'll probably have to cut and flare them, shorten them a little bit. But I was just looking everywhere, and I have a new brake hose for the rear, but I don't have the little fitting that they thread into that mounts to the vent on top of the rear end housing. But I do have the old one, which I have in my vise here. I'm gonna try to pull this old hose out of it and clean it up. Maybe I can reuse it. All right, I sent some PB Blaster down the threads there and let it sit for a little bit. We'll see if it breaks free. It's probably been in there since 1968 or 9. Luckily my vise is mounted to the table. Whoa! Look at that. That was actually pretty easy. I was expecting much more of a fight from that. Alright, I'm gonna clean this up and I guess we'll reuse it. Alright, just cleaned it up with the wire wheel a little bit and ran a bunch of brake clean through it, and I think it's gonna be just fine. I put the new hose on it already. I did the same with the vent. This is the vent and bolt that holds it to the rear end housing. So let's try it out in the car. Let's see. I think it goes something like that. I think the hose goes out front. I can't remember. I would assume. I can't get my head up in there to see very good. But man, threads are not wanting to start. Where is it? No? Definitely at a weird angle, it looks like. Got it. Yeah, I think that's gonna work good. So I was able to get the brake lines mocked up on the housing here, and as you can see, I pretty much got to modify them for sure. These are my calipers, and my brake hose is going to come out of here. So I'm probably just going to cut them back somewhere, either here or here somewhere on both sides. Just cut them short, reflare them, and run my hoses from here to the new fittings. I'll show you real quick how these brake lines route up through the car. So this is the main line that goes to the rear. It's got a series of clips that the factory used to hold these in place, which I got new ones to put on it. I just haven't yet because I figured I have to move all this stuff around a bunch. It goes down through here along the rocker, and it takes a dive to the right, where normally it would just run along the floor pan, but I have these frame connectors, so I ground a little notch in them to clear them. And you go all the way up here, come back out of the connector through the cross member. That's where it goes up to my adjustable valve, up to the distribution block. And these dive up underneath the frame and go into the little thing there. Well, I'll have to bend them around a little bit to get them to fit a little tighter, but that's where it would meet the hose. I'll show you the other side real quick. This side comes down, does the same thing. So, I mean, they're pretty nice. I'm glad that I got them, so I didn't have to worry about bending up a bunch of stuff and routing it. I mean, it really went pretty quickly today, faster than I thought it would. I also got their fuel line. It's stainless too. Yeah, I got clips for that too to hold it up against the frame rail. But it goes back down through the cross member as well, and I also had to notch the connector for that. And it's all the way back here along the rocker. Comes back around the frame rail right there, which it'll go up, and goes back here to the fuel tank. That's gonna be it for this video. Like I said, I'm trying to kind of get this thing ready to put these headers on. I got a few other little things to do in preparation for that. I'm gonna try to pull the motor mounts off, I think, and paint up the brackets, because I got blue overspray and stuff on those when I painted the motor. I'm gonna pull them off, clean them up, paint them, and I got another set of motor mounts for it too. I'm sure those are the original ones, and they're probably sagging and dry rotted. But stay tuned for that, because I think I'm gonna try to film some more stuff on this car. I mean, I'm doing a lot of work on it already. I might as well show some folks, maybe people running through the same problems I'm running into. So thanks for watching.